So now moving on to 2011, well, there's some similarities. The Sedins once again dominated, and an original six team was crowned champion for the second year in a row. However, we also saw hockey's biggest superstar have his career completely altered and even put into question. At 23 years old, Sidney Crosby was having another fantastic season, and halfway through the year, he was pacing the league in points. But in a Winter Classic game against their bitter rivals in the Capitals, they won 3-1, but Crosby took this hit from David Steckel, and he wasn't right. He would play one more game and then would be out for the rest of the season with a concussion. Without him, the scoring title went to Daniel Sedin, who had 104 points, and Vancouver won 54 games and that ever-so-lovely President's Trophy. All of this while a 40-year-old Nicklas Lindstrom won his 7th Norris Trophy, guiding Detroit to their 20th consecutive season in the playoffs. The Old Heads were dominating this season as a 35-year-old Tim Thomas won his second career Vezina, but the surprise of the whole year was over in Anaheim. A 25-year-old young buck, Corey Perry, who had never scored more than 32 goals in a season, went off for 50 and contributed over 40% of his team goals, helping the Ducks win 47 games and earn himself the MVP trophy. Meanwhile, the Carolina Hurricanes are still one of the most irrelevant teams in the league, but there's an 18-year-old rookie named Jeff Skinner who came in, scored 31 goals, and got 63 points to win the Calder Trophy. That guy may be huge if he ever makes it to the playoffs. And before the playoffs started, the Atlanta Thrashers played their final game before being relocated to Winnipeg. Turns out the second attempt for hockey in Atlanta was no bueno. Maybe one day Gary decides a third time's a charm. In the playoffs, that President Trophy curse was tested. After the Canucks won the first 3 games against Chicago, they would blow the 3-0 series lead only for Alex Burrows to slay the Dragon in overtime and win in Game 7. The Canucks went on a run after that. They beat Nashville in 6 and San Jose in 5 to book their ticket to the Cup. In the East, without Malkin and Crosby in the postseason, Pittsburgh fell to Tampa in 7, and then the Bolts swept the top-seeded Caps in the second round before meeting the Bruins in the conference final. Too bad, Tim Thomas is a man possessed. 1-0 shutout in Game 7 sets up a Boston versus Vancouver final that was filled with pure hate. Cheap shots, late hits, mind games, bad blood, you name it, this series had it. A back and forth war that went 7 games ended with Boston shutting out Vancouver 4-0 on home ice to end their 39-year cup drought while triggering the city of Vancouver into a riot.